My name is Lucas Campbell. Together with my friend Mia Miller, we discovered the truth. Monsters are real. Now, we're going on the search for them.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want to investigate the Chupacabra.
Yes? Wait, really? Why?
There's been a wave of sightings in the past few weeks. Have you really not heard?
Apparently not. So, Chupacabra, another one of the greats. Hold on. The Chupacabra that looks like an alien or the Chupacabra that looks like a sick dog?
Do I really have to answer that?
Yes, you certainly have to answer that.
The sick dogs.
Oh.
Oh? What oh?
No wonder I wasn't following this one. Dog Chupacabras are boring and lame. There's only one Chupacabra and it's an alien.
Wow. I'm going to ignore the alien bit, but not wanting to investigate a cryptid? I don't believe my ears.
They're totally not even cryptids. They're just sick dogs.
Lucas.
Listen, if you've been following this, I'm sure you've seen the pictures. There's a lot of photographic evidence, even a few carcasses. No fog, no cryptid.
You're not wrong, but I don't know. I just don't think this is a cut and dry case. There are just a few too many little inconsistencies here and there. Besides, we are allowed to investigate a non-cryptid mystery every once in a while.
Yeah, you've got a point there.
I know.
The plan was to head for Texas. There'd been a recent string of Chupacabra sightings around the town of Hebronville. I have to admit, while dogs don't hold a candle to aliens, there are a few interesting tidbits about this case.
Oh yeah? Might I perhaps be onto something?
Possibly. So, the Chupacabra itself is an incredibly new cryptid. The alien Chupacabra was first sighted in 1995, and the dog Chupacabra was first sighted around 2005. This is going to get tiring. How about we just refer to the original as Chupacabra and the new one as dogs?
We can't just call them dogs. How about canids? As in canid Chupacabra.
Canids. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so once people started seeing the canids, they got conflated with the Chupacabra, I guess because they both reportedly drink blood. I don't know, they look nothing alike.
Bit of an understatement there.
Yeah. So the most famous canid is in the case of Phyllis Canyon. Back in 2005 in Cuero, Texas, Canyon and her neighbors started finding their chickens mysteriously killed. She reported that they all had wounds on their necks and appeared to be drained of blood. 2 years and 28 chickens later, she actually finds the body of this canid on the side of the road. It looked like a weird, sick, hairless dog. Well, you've seen the pictures.
Yeah, which means it's not a cryptid. At least, not technically.
No. Although, if there is an undiscovered animal out there that doesn't have the fog, but it just happens to have gone undiscovered, would it still be a cryptid?
Good question. It's definitely not a cryptid according to my grandpa, but going by the strictest definition of the word, yeah, I guess it would be. It's all just so weird. I wish we knew more about the fog, how it sets cryptids apart from other animals. Oh well, that's a question for another day. So, what happened to this dead canid?
She stuck it in her freezer and then had it stuffed. Apparently, she used to have a website where she sold t-shirts and other stuff, but if you go to CueroChupacabra.com now, it just takes you to some weird German blog.
Damn, I really wanted a t-shirt. So, did they run any tests on the body?
I guess so. It's a little bit unclear. All I could find is that it was probably a wolf-coyote hybrid.
A hybrid?
Yeah, apparently they're called coy wolves. They look nothing like canids, though. Kind of just look like skinny wolves. Now, there are also some people who think canids could actually be a Mexican hairless dog. And they've got a decent point. Canids do resemble this breed a little bit. At least, they look like Mexican hairless dogs on meth.
So they might be sick Mexican hairless dogs.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people claim canids are just dogs suffering from sarcoptic mange, aka scabies.
Gross.
Yeah, but Canyon doesn't think her canid suffered from mange. I guess dogs with mange still have some hair in patches. They mostly lose it from scratching it off because it makes them all itchy. But Canyon's canid? Try saying that 3 times in a row. Anyway, her canid was hairless. Or at least I guess it was covered in a short, thin peach fuzz.
Odd.
Not to mention that a dog that sick probably shouldn't live too long. But this one was out killing her chickens for 2 years.
Good point.
The most interesting fact, at least in my opinion, is the fact that this canid only had 3 toes on each paw, compared to 4 on dogs and wolves and coyotes, and only 4 nipples. Most canines have 8 or 10. Also, it had these weird, I don't even know what to call them, butt pads? I've also seen them referred to as pouches. Canyon described them as nothing but solid red meat.
Ugh.
Yeah, baby got back.
Mm-mm.
You know, I was thinking, I know this is a little out there, but there is another possibility.
Oh god, you think it's out there? What would that be?
The real Chupacabra's behind it all. Or something. There could be a real cryptid out there, but due to the fog, these sick dogs or coy wolves or whatever they are, they're getting the blame.
Yeah, that's a stretch even for you.
I know. Would be cool, though. After a few more days on the road, we reached Hebronville, a very small town with a population of only about 4,500. It's a few hours south of San Antonio, just about at the very bottom tip of the state, and according to the welcome sign we passed, the vaquero capital of Texas. Once we got settled in, we started reaching out to witnesses.
Hi, is this Rachel Shepard? Hi, my name is Mia Miller. My friend and I are researchers who specialize in unknown animals. We were wondering if we could talk to your daughter Grace about what she saw. Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Would tomorrow be possible? Wonderful. That sounds great. We'll see you there. Take care. Bye.
Sounds like that went well.
It did. We're going to meet them tomorrow.
Grace Shepard was an 11-year-old girl who claimed to have seen the Chupacabra. She was probably the most well-publicized of the recent witnesses, owing to her age. Her mother, Rachel, graciously allowed us to record an interview with her.
Hi, Grace. My name's Mia.
Hello.
And I'm Lucas.
Would it be okay if we talked about what you saw?
You mean the Chupacabra?
Yeah.
It took Apollo,
Apollo?
my dog.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. So, this happened a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And you saw it here at home?
Yep. It was my bedtime, so Mom made me brush my teeth. Apollo was barking a lot. He's usually a good dog. I went and looked outside to see what he was barking at, and I saw the Chupacabra run into the trees. The next day, Apollo was gone.
I'm so sorry, Grace.
What did it look like, the Chupacabra?
It was really big and fast.
Did it have fur? Scales? Anything else you can remember?
I don't know. It was dark. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't worry. That's okay.
My mom said you're investigators. Are you going to find Apollo?
We'll do our best.
So, that was weird.
Sorry, what was weird?
The reports we've seen all mention animals that are found dead, not missing. The canids drain the blood and leave the body.
Right. So then what happened to Apollo?
Exactly. I know she's young, but her description wasn't much to go by.
You think maybe she heard all the Chupacabra sightings in the news? Her dog just happens to run away and she latches on to the idea of a monster taking him?
I think it's very possible. So, did you ever hear back from any of the other witnesses?
None that were willing to meet with us. Although one of them did say that the whole thing was blown out of proportion and that he just saw a sick dog.
Which does sound like a canid.
Yeah. So, what now?
Time to do some exploring. See what we can find.
So, we went exploring. We decided to search the woods outside of Hebronville, which bordered most of the areas in which the sightings had occurred. Could it be any hotter?
Well, we are in Texas.
Remind me in the future not to investigate any cryptid that doesn't live in a nice, temperate area.
Oh yeah, I'll be sure to do that.
Watch your step. Someone didn't pick up after their dog.
Hold on a sec.
What?
If these things are dogs, or at least related to dogs, this could be something they left behind. Let's keep an eye out for prints.
How about this?
Bingo! I don't see any human footprints besides ours, so I don't think it's from someone walking their dog. And look here, 3 toes, just like the preserved specimen. We're onto something, all right.
All thanks to some, droppings.
We call it scat?
Right. Scat. Gross. So, a canid has probably been around here recently. Do we track it?
I only see a few other prints, not enough for me to follow. I say we try trapping them. If they are about the size of a dog, they would fit in the traps we've got.
And what would we bait them with? Don't forget, they like blood.
I know. Some bloody steaks, I guess? Because using raw meat went so well last time.
We'll keep it in an airtight container until the traps are ready this time. Remember, every experience is a learning experience. After a quick stop to the grocery store, we set up our 2 live capture cage traps and retired for the night. We returned to the scene early the next morning.
Damn it, nothing.
Not nothing. Come look at this.
More tracks.
Yeah, a lot more. Can we follow these?
Yeah, let's go. We're in luck.
2 of them. After following the tracks for a few miles, we had come upon not 1, but 2 canids. Sure enough, they looked like small, sick, hairless dogs. They were a good distance away and hadn't noticed us. We decided that our best option was to hide in a nearby clump of trees and just observe them. We did this for a few hours. This is amazing. I take back what I said. These things definitely aren't dogs.
It's tough to say.
Are you kidding me? Just look at them. Those are not dogs.
They really do look sick, though. If it's another breed or species or some kind of hybrid, then it's probably also got some disease. I don't think this is what they would normally look like.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe once they move on, we can get some hair,
What the f***?
Oh my god, look!
Someone shot them?
I think... Are those darts?
Tranquilizers?
Him again. It was the hunter we had encountered in Wisconsin, the one that saved us from the Beast of Bray Road. By killing it. After being shot with what appeared to be tranquilizer darts, the 2 canids collapsed to the ground. A moment later, the hunter came out of the surrounding woods, rifle slung over his back, heading for the pair of still bodies. We had moved closer to the canids by this point, but we were still concealed in the underbrush.
What is he doing?
Ow! Ah! Apparently, one of the canids hadn't been fully tranquilized yet. When the hunter approached them, it sprang up and bit him on the arm. He responded by pulling out a large hunting knife and stabbing it until it stopped moving.
Damn it. Oh well. One is still better than nothing.
That son of a bitch! That goddamn son of a bitch!
Mia, wait. This guy is clearly dangerous.
He f***ing stabbed it!
Mia!
Just what the fuck do you think you're doing?
None of your damn business.
We're so sorry. My friend and I will just leave you be.
Lucas, he can't be allowed to get away with this.
Get away with this? Get away with what? Defending myself from a crazed wild animal? Hey, wait a minute. Don't I know you two? Yeah, that's right. You're the kids that almost got eaten by that werewolf. Ha! Still sticking your noses where they don't belong, I see. Try not to get yourselves killed. I won't always be around to save your asses. Now then, I'm gonna take this here specimen and be on my way. Adios, kiddos.
God damn it!
Mia, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we could have done. Do you want to get shot? Or stabbed? People are just as dangerous as animals. Listen, at the very least, we can take a look at this one. That's better than nothing, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Is that a collar?
Yeah. I think so?
Oh my god.
What?
Apollo.
No.
How is this even possible? They said Apollo was a retriever. This isn't.
I don't know.
We can't bring him back to that little girl. She can't see him like this. The least we can do is give him a proper burial.
It's the right thing to do.
After returning to our car to grab a shovel, we spent the rest of the day burying Apollo. By the time we finally left, there was no sign of the hunter. He was long gone. When we finished there, we returned to the Shepard household.
Dear Grace, I'm so sorry, but Apollo was very sick and he's gone now. He was a good boy and I know he loved you very much. If you ever want to visit him, follow the trail into the woods at the end of Galbraith Street. He's buried under a small stake at the bottom of a large ash tree. You won't miss it. Well, what do you think?
Sounds perfect. We didn't have the heart to tell Grace in person, so we left the note, along with Apollo's collar, in the Shepard's mailbox. We stayed in town for another week after that, sending out hair samples we had managed to collect to nearby colleges. Hey, I finally got an email back from one of those professors.
Yeah?
Yeah. Here goes. Dear Lucas, thank you so very much for the sample you sent me. I've been following reports of the Chupacabra for some time now and studying the phenomena with great interest. I ran some tests on the hair you sent, and they confirmed my suspicions. These so-called Chupacabras are in fact common domestic dogs. We knew that.
Keep reading.
They are not, however, suffering from mange, as most claim. Quite frankly, they've been infected by something I've never seen before. It mutates their bodies to an extent which shouldn't be physically possible. Although thankfully it appears that canines are the only animals susceptible to this disease, and they themselves cannot transmit it.
What the hell? I told you there was something weird going on.
You did. In my research, I have noticed a trend. In each instance where these chupacabras have been cited, they've actually been preceded for about 2 weeks by attacks on larger animals, primarily cattle, found drained of blood. I believe that whatever is spreading this virus is another creature attacking livestock, infecting dogs, and moving to a new area where the cycle begins again. I have a colleague in Mexico, Dr. Juan Salazar, who has been tracking this phenomenon as well. He has discovered reports of cattle mutilation outside the city of Rio Bravo from just the past 2 days. Unfortunately, I'm unable to join, but he's on his way to investigate personally. If we can find whatever is attacking the cattle, I think we will also find the vector for this disease. I'll forward your contact information to Dr. Salazar. If you go now, you have a chance of meeting with him and helping to find whatever is causing this. Best of luck.
Wow.
So, you thinking what I'm thinking?
To Mexico?
I was gonna say that it's the real Chupacabra, but yeah, to Mexico.
Field notes. Mutant canid. So it turns out these creatures are actually dogs. Though to distinguish them from normal dogs, I will continue to refer to them as canids. Given the similarities between the two we observed and other reported cases, It appears that whatever is mutating them works similarly each time. Canids have lost all fur and most excess weight, appearing emaciated, almost skeletal. Their skin turns to a smooth gray texture and they lose some of their toes, leaving only 3 on each paw. There was some sort of fatty deposit on their hindquarters, almost like a cushion. Their tails were longer than normal, and the most striking feature was that they had bright blue eyes. We were able to observe them for a few hours, and they definitely acted sick. Extremely lethargic, they slept for most of the time we observed them, and coughed frequently. Although these creatures aren't technically cryptids as my grandfather described them, this is an extremely interesting case. Hopefully, we'll be able to find the source of these mutations. End field notes.
The Cryptid Cases has been a production of Little Giant Monsters.
If you enjoyed the show, please consider leaving a review on iTunes.
If you'd like to follow us on social media, search for Little Giant Monsters on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Or visit littlegiantmonsters.com.
Visit our website or Facebook to see Mia's sketches the Monday after each new episode. If you have questions or comments, email littlegiantmonsters@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and see you again soon.